being able to bring more of that and see and invest in people and realize that success in Hawaii actually is someone who has multiple jobs. Maybe they have a W-2 and they have a 1099, and then evolve that too, which is the most interesting challenge Hawaii, and not just Hawaii, the world's going to face is, in the next 5 years, every single baby boomer will be at Social Security retirement age, and so how does that play into the workforce? And so there'll definitely be a shift and a change in leadership. I feel like it's going to be good and bad. I feel like those organizations who really embrace that transfer of knowledge and that mentorship ability, both internally as well as within the community, are going to thrive. And you'll see a lot of shifting and changes, especially with a lot of family businesses, which Hawaii is very big on. And, a leadership ability to be able to change that and educate not just, public boards of directors, private boards of directors too, of, who is the right individual or individuals in the leadership who will help move this organization into the future? Or will we see, a lot of those companies, organizations that Jim Collins, Good to Great, or others have looked at? It's like there'll just be an evolution, a change in guard, an ebb and flow. So really fascinating time.
Oh, definitely. And that takes me to something I wanted to get into next, specifically talking about obviously our remote geographic location just here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. When we start talking about sustainability, and what does that look like? What are your thoughts about sustainability in two primary areas? One is obviously people, and how we, as you were talking earlier, retain and how have them come back. And then also technology. How do we start to get more of a technology engine here in Hawaii? Because I think we are in a good location for the Pacific Rim to be able to do that. What are your thoughts on that?
On the people side, it's champions. Like, it's finding those individuals. And again, this is not new. We've done this throughout time. It's stories. It's individual stories that we use. We tell others, whether it's our kids when they're young or whatnot. And that's the thing that I love most about my experience and those mentors that I've had in my career, my life, is I tell their stories. And I've had a number of opportunities, when I was teaching a class at Richardson Law School, and I just was like, well, yes, you can hear these stories from me. However, it wouldn't be better to hear it from them. And it was so much fun. I brought in, like, gosh, I think about 2 dozen different mentors of folks who just are amazing, and allowing the participants in their J term semester to hear it straight from, quote unquote, the horse's mouth, and have dialogue and interest and play with that. Um, it's been really fascinating. So really bringing the champions, sharing their stories, and that's actually the thing that I feel like is really missing in workforce development in Hawaii and changing that culture, is taking those stories abroad to the world. We hear so often we would bring in individuals from other parts and have them be keynote speakers here, which is great, right? Sharing of information, sharing of knowledge. I've loved having a lot of these individuals, kind of like who I probably never would have thought of or heard of, and really helped expand my own mindset. And then the flip side of it is actually grooming individuals locally and having them be, it's almost like a speakers bureau, we can call it. And we're just sharing information now. Like, there's some pretty phenomenal individuals who have come through Hawaii, who we can bring back, who Hawaii is a special place for them. And then we can have our folks go back out there and start sharing this. On the second side of that, the other side of that sustainability, the technology side, it's really an infrastructure play.